Good morning. On. Good morning, good morning. Getting everything set up. There we go. Oh, little figure study thingies. Everybody having a good weekend? What we're doing is I'm taking some figure reference and blending it with some costume reference. So. I'm playing with proportions a little bit too, so if things don't get too extended. But, AC just kick on, I guess. Yeah, the trick working with photographs, I think one of the problems we run into is that it's easy to simply get caught up in copying the photograph. Not that it's easy to copy the photograph, but it's easy to get kind of caught up in fixating on copying it exactly. And there's reasons to do that, but usually if you don't do it absolutely perfectly, it ends up a little bit stiff. So when using photo reference, especially when I'm using it here, where I'm not using it exactly, helpful just to kind of keep things loose, open, while kind of making sure everything stays connected properly. Yeah, the links are going to making sure that it is visible. Put that in here. Yeah, so far everyone's having a good weekend out there. So, a pretty productive last couple of days once I got going. Good morning. A very sleepy dog under my feet, so it's always been nice. So, links there. A little more sense, I think. Bring my leg forward. Alright, so let's get the costume on. We've got our little paper doll, I guess, with the pose. Good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. Tighten on the knee. let's say, well, it's just I'm using some blue lead. It's the Stadler chronograph lead. It's supposedly erasable. Is the lead that's on the inside. It's just their blue. And then I'll be using it with this stuff here, which is Nanodia from Uni. And that's actually more erasable, but I like having the broader tip on here. They have different colors, like there's red. Well, not. I've got the red ones over there. Should maybe try that out today, maybe. Bring that down longer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not technically non-photo blue, but that doesn't really matter as much these days, since you can delete out whatever color you want to use pretty easily. Let's see. So I can make that a little more into that spot. Right there. A little larger on the overhead camera there. Brighter. Good morning, good morning. She's got girl. Let's get back here. She's got like these arm wraps on here. Down here too. Fingertips, not fingertips, but knuckle. Starting to get sus at this outfit. Might be fake photograph. Something weird about the face, or maybe they changed the face on the girl. I don't know. Something weird about it. probably just keep the hairstyle. It was interesting. I saw someone talking about one of the problems that AI is causing is people are generating like fake uh, patterns for making clothes and then selling those on Etsy or whatever. And the problem you run into, of course, is they don't work because they can't. They don't. Like it will look like a pattern, but it is in fact not a functional pattern. Which means you're buying something that's useless. I think my mom mentioned something about that in terms of lace patterns, but because she was seeing some of that, I guess, going on where people are generating those because those can be expensive. So even though it's a very kind of niche hobby, like making lace, um, it can be quite expensive to get like really good patterns and get original stuff for that. So people have been creating fake patterns and they don't work because obviously it's AI generated, so it looks like a lace pattern, but it is in fact not a functional one. And that's true of a lot of that stuff where it'll look like it's a thing, but is in fact not functional as that thing at all. So it kind of leans out. Where's those shoes? The laces seem okay in the shoes, so I don't know. Put them off about the face though. Which I kind of feel like I need to spend some time practicing shoe drawing. I think that's like an area, like drawing boots and shoes. Not that they're hard to draw, I just haven't put any effort into that as a specific subject. And then it goes up. And which is a bad idea. That's bad for your legs, right? Loose open shoes like that. I don't know. Okay, I've got some good reference here. It's just a somewhat awkward angle, and then if I was just drawing a shoe like here, like that'd be a lot easier than drawing one that's up in the air with a twisted foot inside where it's kind of coming out toward us. So we gotta put the laces on here. We'll mark off the holes on there first. So since those will work really well in perspective. Let's see. Let's get these marked off on here. tongue up there. And there's the, so we'll give it a little action, so it's kind of up in the air. There's one shoe. And this is the elastic band that goes around the leg at the base. Let's see, we got heel. I'm going to put it here, show that wrapping around a bit. And little divots in there for the grip. Hopefully we're doing okay. Since we got, a couple more than usual in here, I don't know, are there any things, you all would like to see more of? Working on some comic pages, maybe work on that online a bit in the afternoon, or after I'm done with this, go get it cleaned up. This is my morning study routine where I like to do something that a little bit out of my wheelhouse, or something I'm just practicing. So like in this case, I'm taking some figure drawing reference that I cannot show, and I am adding a costume from Pinterest on top of it. So I'm trying to get a little sus about this Pinterest image here. A lot of that slop on there. Tragically, makes it a lot harder to use. Right? Back pants. And it's got kind of, so it's like there's a pocket up here. Let's sharpen up that pencil. Anyway, these are great to have if you have these 2mm leads like this. It's helpful to have a sharpener like this, where you stick it in the tip and then you do that. It was funny, I once saw not too long ago, a comic book guy, and he was saying, "Oh, did you know that the Statler lead holders like this, the metal tip ones, they have a little hole on top, and you can actually sharpen your pencil with that. But really, that's like a last ditch kind of tip sharpener lid approach, because otherwise it's quite messy because you've got graphite stuck in the top of your pencil, and so if you dip it upside down or whatever, you'll shake graphite everywhere. You don't want to do that. It's better to have the little dealie that little separate sharpener, and that way you can avoid the mess coming out of the top of your pencil while you're drawing it. It would be very messy otherwise. And unless you're looking for a mess, you don't want to do that. But I'm okay with that boot. Alright, now we gotta do the inside boot over there. Inside side of it. She's got her heel pointed at us. Very rude in some cultures to do that. I wish I knew what the pattern on the bottom of the boot was, but I guess we'll just make up one. Does mine have a star pattern on the center area? I don't remember. We got ourselves a bot over there. I'm just going to take care of real quick. Get him deleted. Let's see, I think it said that was Twitch. There it is. Report. Spam. Bots. One more step to do. And gone. Just like that. Good morning. just a little bit more. How are we doing so far? Let's see. Let's see. Face. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Alright, let's do a little bit of detail on here with the darker blue. So this blue is a little bit more purple. I always forget how hypersensitive the what's this 0.7 lead? 0.5 is even worse. It just like falls off all the time. I think they pair well together. The two tones here. Yeah, a little figure drawing, sort of. I've got some figure reference that I can't show you. It's like one of those figure drawing packs, and then I'm mixing it with a costume or an outfit I found on Pinterest. So it's a good practice for me to engage with. Yeah, what do we think? How are we doing? That thing. Welcome, welcome. Guess the dog decided to move over. I don't need to be under your feet all the time. I can move over here. my own dog on the bed that you gave me. 102 in the room. Because I'm a dog, right? That's the dog's telling me over there. As usual, don't hesitate to pop in, ask any questions, or make a comment. I'm always kind of interested to hear others' perspectives. So let's get that knuckle flaring out there. That finger will pop out there. Everybody see Nomad Sculpt is now on the computer. You can get it on a PC, Mac. It's a digital sculpting program similar to something like ZBrush, except it's one-time payment. It's much cheaper. It's like $35 one-time payment on the computer, 15 on the iPad, I believe. It just got released yesterday. The only gripe I have is, and it's still overall cheaper than the iPad version, but they on the what's it called, on the iPad, you can get what's called quad remesher, which is a remeshing algorithm that changes the surface into perfect quads that kind of all follow certain lines. And I think that hand's a little small there. Just don't need to fingers that and widen out a little bit. So it gives you cleaner topology, as they say. And It's made by the same guy who designed the one that's in ZBrush called ZRemesher. Anyway, you can get it on the PC for different programs, like for Blender or Maya or Max or whatever, as a plugin. And but on the iPad version, it's like $15, and it's because you're just unlocking it within the program. On the PC, though, you have to pay the full price for it. It's like 80, $90 for a single commercial license for one program. So if you just want it in uh, Nomad Sculpt, then that's what it costs. If you want it in multiple programs, I think it's like 139, which overall is still cheaper than a year of ZBrush or whatever on the PC. But I wish there was just like an in-app purchase for it or something, so you didn't have to worry about it. But there's not. So I haven't picked that up yet. I wish there was like a thing where you could draw curves or something on it to direct some of the flow. Maybe there is, I'm just not aware of it. That's one of the nice things about the ZBrush version is you can kind of direct the flow with curves. And maybe you can, I just haven't tried it, so I wouldn't know. But still cool that you can get it on the PC now. And it's relatively inexpensive, and means you can do a lot more with it because you're only limited by the power of your PC rather than the specs of whatever iPad version you have. So, well, interesting times. Anyway, I think we are done here. So today is the 21st, huh? And this will be mixed rough. So, but appreciate everybody that came in, and we will talk at you later, maybe today. We'll see how things go.